Hello, welcome to Mr. Brandt's 5th grade everyday math review. In this lesson, we're going to be going over lesson 4.13, which is decimal subtraction algorithms. And like the additional one, we're going to stick with the traditional subtraction. The first problem that we're going to do is 7 3/10 subtract 5 1/10. And with this problem, we have the same number of digits, so it will be easier to line it up. But like with addition, subtraction decimals need to be lined up. Okay, then let's go ahead and subtract. So we're going to start top down. 3/10 subtract 1/10 is 2/10. I'm going to go ahead and put my decimal in. I can wait till the end to do it, but I like to do it now so that I don't forget. And then 7 subtract 5 is 2. So my answer for that would be 2 2/10. Okay, moving on to our next problem. Again, this one is going to have the same number of digits in each problem, but it's still a good idea to think about making sure our decimals are lined up. And when I say lined up, I mean they're directly above and below each other. So now, this column here is the hundredths. So 4/100 subtract 3/100 is 1/100. I cannot do 2/10 subtract 6/10. So I'm going to come over here to the ones column, and I'm going to take 1 from the ones column, and I'm going to move it over to the tenths. But I'm not moving 1 to the tenths. I'm actually using 10/10. And so when I put this 1 here, it's not actually putting a 1 there. It's adding 10/10 to that column. So 2/10 plus 10/10 is 12/10. That's why we have a 12 here. Now I can do 12/10 subtract 6/10 and get 6/10. And put in my decimal, and then 4 subtract 2 is 2, and I get 2 61/100. For our last sample problem, I'm going to write it horizontally first. So we're going to go 6 35/100 subtract 5 262,000. And as you can see, these numbers have different number of digits in them. And this is where it's important to line up the decimals when we're subtracting. So 6 35/100. Now when I go to write my next number, remember my decimals have to be lined up. They have to be right above and below each other. So 5 262,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Reminder to work from the top down. And I always like to put in a 0 on these so that I just remember that I have to do some subtraction here. So this is the thousandths place. I can't do 0 thousandths subtract 2 thousandths. So now I'm going to go to the hundredths place. I can't do 500 subtract 600, so now I go to the tenths place. I can do 3/10 subtract 2/10, so I'm going to use one of these tenths, and I'm going to add, well, if I come up here, 1/10 is the same as 10/100. We talked about that a few videos ago. So if I add 10/100 to this section, now it's 15/100. And I have to still borrow from here, so this is going to become 14/100. So as I put my, sorry, my cursor went away. As I put my 1 here, that's the same as taking, so we took 1 from the hundredths, and we're making that into 10 thousandths because those are the same. So 0 thousandths plus 10 thousandths is 10 thousandths. Now I can do 10 subtract 2 is 8. 14 subtract 6 is also 8. 2 subtract 2 is 0. 2 tenths minus 2 tenths is 0, and 6 subtract 5 is 1. So I get an answer of 1 and 88 thousandths. For the practice section on this home link, they're asking you to determine the value of the 9 for each decimal. So for our example, we're going to use 7. What's the value of the 7 in each number? So in our first number here, 7 and 263 thousandths. The 7's in the 1 spot, so it's worth 7. Now if you'd like, you can put decimal 0, but you don't have to. You can just go with 7. For the light blue, the number is 472 thousandths. The 7 is in the hundredths place, so the value would be 7 hundredths, 0.07. And then for their yellow number, 49 and 762 thousandths, our 7 is in the tenths place, so we could write 7 tenths. Hope this video was beneficial to you, and we'll see you in the next video.